Welcome to Wildly Capable with Kate, a podcast made for those looking to unleash their wildest capabilities. I'm your host, Kate DeRocher, a dating, relationship, and self-worth coach on a mission to help people build better relationships, starting with the one they have with themselves. In each episode, we'll dig deep, turn inwards, and embark on a transformative journey. Together, we'll break free from unhealthy patterns, rip through self-limiting beliefs, heal past wounds, and build unwavering self-worth, all to create healthier relationships as a result. Get ready to explore the wild, untapped potential within you. Are you ready to see just how wildly capable you are? Subscribe now and join us on this empowering adventure. Remember, your wildest capabilities await. How do you approach somebody that you're interested in dating in the best way possible? And why you may be doing it wrong without even realizing it. Hi everyone, welcome back to Wildly Capable with Kate. I'm Kate DeRocher, your host, and I'm a dating and relationship coach who's on a mission to help you build better relationships, starting with the one that you have with yourself. I am your go-to guru for all things dating, relationships, and self-worth. And today I want to talk about how to approach somebody that you're interested in dating. This is one of the main questions that I get all the time, especially from men who want to show a woman that they're interested in getting to know them, but aren't really sure how to go about it, and often are either going about it in the wrong way or are focusing on asking the wrong question. And I'm going to explain what I mean by that, so keep listening. But before I get into the do's and don'ts of how to approach somebody that you're interested in, I want to first tell you about a retreat I'm hosting. The Wildly Capable for Women retreat will be held this Labor Day weekend, August 30th through September 2nd in Dripping Springs, Texas. Myself and 10 other women will be joining for 3 days of self-reflection, self-development, and building our self-worth. I'm going to teach you how to build better relationships, starting with the one that you have within. I'm going to help you step into your wild woman, which is a woman who's unafraid and unapologetic about who she is and about the power that she has within. I'm going to help you harness that power to not only love yourself more, but attract the love that you so desperately want and deserve. Throughout the retreat, we're going to be doing a ton of different adventurous and healing activities, like horseback riding. We're going to do some equine therapy with the horses. We're going to do yoga, a sound bath. I'm going to have a private farm-to-table chef making all of our meals. And it's going to be at an incredibly beautiful luxury Airbnb out in Texas Hill Country. So if you are a woman who's ready to discover who you truly are and to attract healthy love, this retreat was made for you. So head to my website, CoachKateDeRocher.com. And just by listening to this podcast, you get a 10% off discount code. So use code RETREAT at checkout, and I will see you August 30th through September 2nd. For the Wildly Capable Women's Retreat. I can't wait to meet you. Okay, let's get into it. How do you make it known to somebody that you're interested in them? How do you approach them? And how do you approach them in a way that's going to be well received and they're going to be interested in return? First and foremost, I want to tell you that by asking that question, by asking how to go up to a woman or to a man, that is the wrong question. We so often focus too much on the external, the do's and don'ts, the how-tos, the what you should and shouldn't be doing, when in reality, you need to be focused on what's going on internally. Even if you approach somebody in all the wrong ways and you're really awkward, if you are being your authentic self, if you are in alignment with your true self, if you have done internal work to be in a healthy place before you start dating, then the do's and the don'ts and the hows and the whats and the wheres and all those things, the external things, will not make that much of a difference. If you are not in a healthy place, and if you are seeking a relationship and trying to attract people or approaching people, you will probably be met either with unhealthy, wrong matches, or even if you find the right people, you attract the right people, you will not be able to sustain that forming of the relationship. You need to be in a place where you have done the work to look internally, to figure out what your patterns, your habits, your behaviors, your mindsets, and even your old wounds are that are shaping the way you're showing up in relationships. If you have not healed past things, if you have not worked through past patterns and broken them, if you have not been able to get yourself to a healthy mindset, then no matter how you approach somebody, it probably won't matter all that much in the end, because you will still be in the wrong headspace and your posture of your heart will still be not as positive and healthy as it could be. So you won't be able to date properly anyway. So first and foremost, and most importantly, in my opinion, for anybody who's listening who wants to know how to approach somebody that you're interested in, I want you to take a step back and ask yourself some different questions. I want you to ask yourself, am I emotionally available? Am I ready to date? Am I in a healthy place to attract a healthy person? Or am I struggling with something internally, and that is going to cause me to attract those same sorts of unhealthy traits in somebody else too? We attract what we are. So if you are not in a place of being at peace and confident and secure within yourself, if you have not built a life where you feel just so alive and so full, even while you're single, but you are instead looking for somebody to complete you instead of complement you, if you are still struggling with a heartbreak or something hard that's happened in your past, and it's causing you to be reactive, or it's causing you to shut down, or it's causing you to have a lot of fear around dating, anything like that, those different examples of what could be going on internally, those need to be addressed before you can then shift your focus externally and ask yourself how to approach somebody. Because if your internal world is not taken care of, it will manifest in your external world no matter what. So take a step back, reflect a little bit, sit with yourself, and ask yourself those sorts of questions. Ask yourself if you're ready, if you've done the work to prepare for love. Because if you haven't, like I keep saying, you're not going to get the results that you want. And how you approach somebody or the things that you say or how you ask somebody out will be less important than the other questions that I just listed for you. So shift your focus internally before you then ask the external questions too. If you have done the work to be prepared internally to date, if you know that you are in a healthy place and you are ready to attract a healthy partner, and you still need a little bit of guidance on how to approach somebody in the best way possible, what I want you to know is that as long as you are your authentic self, you will approach somebody in the right way. You maybe will be awkward, or you won't say the right things, or you will come off as nervous, but to the right person, that won't matter. They will be attracted to you and who you are at your core, and they'll find it cute and endearing, and they will still be interested in you. So worry less about, what do I say? Do I say the right words? Like, somebody write me a script, somebody write out this text for me. And instead, just be yourself. Just show up as your real, true, authentic self. And if somebody doesn't like that real, true, authentic version of you, that's not your person. You want somebody who likes your quirks and your weirdness and the ins and outs of you, and who will not be turned off by you not being perfect. So how do you approach somebody? How do you let them know that you're interested in them? First and foremost, make sure that you are in integrity and you are being your authentic self. Next, men, initiate, pursue. A woman wants to feel pursued. We want to be able to sit back, relax, and be in our feminine. And that means you stepping up and being a leader for us. You making it clear what your intentions are and what your interest is. So just reach out. Come up to us, whether it's in person or maybe you have our Instagram or our number already. You know us from something previously. Just be direct. Just send a message or go up to us and say, hey, I think you're really cool. I think you're beautiful. I'm interested in getting to know you more. Do you want to go on a walk this weekend? Something like that. Just be direct and upfront and ask. Make it clear what your intentions are. And if you're worried about coming on too strong or being too intense, obviously don't do it in a way that feels like you're bombarding somebody, but it will only feel too direct to somebody who's not ready for the same thing that you're ready for. So cut all the BS, cut all the games out, and just make your intentions known and ask the question that you're looking for. Ask them out. If they respond and they say they're interested, then amazing, you guys are in alignment. If that freaks them out or they think it's too much or they think it's weird, again, it's not your person, so move on to the next. And for women who want to know how to approach somebody, how to let a man know that you're interested, a lot of times us as women, that's so not normal for us that we won't do it. Or we won't do it out of pride because we believe so much that the man needs to be the pursuer, which he does, but that doesn't mean that you can't express interest. It doesn't mean that you can't approach him. In fact, studies show that 80% of women who make the first move on the man end up marrying that man. Men love to be pursued just like we do, girls. Like, they do not get that often. So when you make it known that you're interested in them, when you hit on them, when you approach them, you go up to them first, it feels so incredible for them because they're not used to it. They are not used to knowing how a woman feels because normally they're the ones who have to initiate things. I actually made the first move on my now fiance. So that statistic holds true for me. We were at a bar, we ended up talking, and throughout the course of our conversation, I actually was the one who said to him, "Are you going to take me on a date or what?" And I was feeling a little good. I was a little tipsy, so I was pretty bold. I was pretty direct. That's also kind of my personality, so it makes sense for me. But he loved it. Bobby, my fiance, loved it because he felt good. He felt approached. He felt pursued. And then that gave him the green light to then pursue me after that. So women, absolutely let a guy know that you're interested. It is not you throwing off the masculine feminine dynamics. It is not you skewing the relationship or giving him all the power. It is you just being a normal person and being direct and honest and making the man feel good because they deserve to feel just as good as we do. So let him know you're interested, go up to him, tell him you think he's attractive. And then from there, after you make the first move, that's when I believe that the man should start to pursue after that. So make the first move, approach ladies, but then sit back, relax, and see what the guy is going to do. Is he then going to plan the date? Is he going to reach out to you? See what he's going to do. You make it clear that you're interested, that you want to go out, but you let him take the lead. So to both men and women, approach, be direct, be intentional. Men keep pursuing, women sit back and allow the man to pursue you. Now, how do you start a conversation? How do you actually start that initial approach without it being weird and awkward? Again, as long as you are being yourself, the right person will respond to that. You may be a little weird or a little awkward. It's nerve-wracking, but the right person will not see that as like, oh, what's wrong with him? He's not confident. He's weird. They will see it as like, that's really cute. That's really sweet. I could tell he was nervous. Like, it means he's interested in me. I like that. And they will keep going and keep getting to know you. So don't worry too much about exactly what you say or what you do. Just be in alignment. Be authentic, be real. Don't be too aggressive. Just be natural and go up and tell them like, hey, I saw you from across the bar. I just wanted to come and introduce myself. Introduce yourself. Say your name. Ask a question. What are you doing here today? Where do you live? Are you from this part of the city? Just ask questions. Be a normal person and make conversation and get to know each other a little bit. And then from there, lead into, I'd love to get to know you more. Would you be interested in going on a date? If they say yes, amazing, get their phone number and then leave. Don't keep lingering. Leave and let them have their day because they were at that event or that bar or that hangout, that cookout, whatever, for their friends. They were there for a different reason. So get the number, have the initial conversation, and then take some space. And then from there, text them, reach out, call them, ask them out. So just be yourself. Don't be too overbearing. Don't be too aggressive, but be direct and be intentional and actually let them know that you're interested in them. And when it comes to the conversation, just ask questions. Just ask anything that you would want somebody to ask you to show that they want to get to know you, to show that they're interested in you. Normal questions. What do you do for work? Where do you live? Who do you know here? Just very general, simple questions. There doesn't have to be some big production or some, first move or like a pickup line. Honestly, I think most of the time that doesn't work unless it's played off in a really playful and cute way. Most of the time, women and men can see right through that. And it feels a little bit schemy and just slimy. So instead, just be a normal person, just strike up a conversation, and then don't linger, but then ask them out from there. So you've started the initial conversation. You've gone up and you've approached somebody that you're interested in. How do you now know if they are interested in return? Pay attention to their body language and actually listen to what they're telling you. If they're giving you really short answers in response to the questions you're asking, if they keep turning their body or kind of looking at their friend and laughing awkwardly, they're probably not all that interested, or they at least don't want to be approached in that moment. So take the cue, bow out gracefully, say it was nice to meet you, and go on your merry way. You can tell they're interested if they are engaging in the conversation, if they're being polite, if they're asking you questions back. Maybe they're being a little bit flirty. Maybe they touch your arm. Maybe they laugh with you. Pay attention to body language. I have been approached by so many men that I just either wasn't interested in, or I was single, or I was dating, so I wasn't single, and so I wasn't interested in anybody. And they just did not get the hint. They did not read my body language. And I would either have to be very abrupt and direct and tell them I'm not interested, which sometimes is really challenging to do. You feel uncomfortable, you're scared of how they're going to react. And I just wish that they would have just paid attention to the fact that I very clearly was not reciprocating. I was not asking questions in return. I was slowly trying to move away from them. I was turning my back. I was looking to my friends for help. Pay attention. You can tell when somebody is interested in you, and you can tell when they are clearly not. And when they are not, bow out and know that that wasn't your person, that there will be another person who reciprocates and who asks the questions in return and who gives you the green light to keep going. Just pay attention. And last but not least, another one of the questions that I get often when it comes to how to approach somebody and how to start a relationship is, how do I approach them? How do I ask them out without feeling rejected, without fearing rejection? And here's the truth, you guys. Rejection, when it comes to dating, is something that we all risk. We all knowingly risk being rejected every single time we pursue somebody, every single time we go on a date, every single time we even get into a relationship. Rejection is a risk. And unfortunately, that risk can't really be negated. You have to just be secure enough in yourself, and you have to trust the timing of your life so much that even if you are rejected, you're going to be okay. You're going to trust that somebody else or something else that's even healthier and better for you is just right around the corner. And you can feel that rejection. It doesn't mean that you can't feel the sting of rejection. Allow yourself to feel whatever emotion comes up in that moment. Let yourself process the embarrassment, the shame, the hurt, the fear, the sadness, whatever happens when somebody tells you they're not interested in return. And let yourself feel it. Let yourself get those emotions out. Because if you don't, just like with any other wound in life, it will keep resurfacing. And that rejection wound will cause you to either not pursue anybody and stay stuck in a cycle of just being lonely and not experiencing life with somebody, or it will cause you to, maybe you get into a relationship, but you're so scared that they're going to leave that you start to have abandonment and attachment issues. So feel the rejection, let yourself process it, let it move through your body, and then release it and move on and say, even though that sucked, even though I'm scared of it happening again, I'm still going to keep risking. Because if I don't keep risking, I will not find the thing that I so deeply desire, which is a healthy, lasting relationship for so many of you listening to this podcast. So you can't avoid rejection. You can't bypass it. There's nothing I can tell you to help you not be rejected. All I can tell you is that is where your internal work comes in. Your internal work of knowing I am good no matter what happens externally in relationships or in anything else in my life. I know inside of me, I can return to the home that's within me. I know I have my own back. I love myself enough to stand up and be there for myself in the hard moments. I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay no matter what somebody else does. You have to be able to do that internal work if you want to step into dating in the best way possible. So accept that it's a risk, accept that rejection may happen, and deal with it when it comes. Let yourself feel it, but don't stay stuck because of it. Keep going, keep pursuing, keep dating, keep risking. All right, everyone. Those are my answers to some of your most commonly asked questions when it comes to initially approaching and pursuing somebody that you're interested in. When it comes to forming or asking somebody out on a date. What do you do? How do you do it? How do you do it in the best way possible? If this episode helped you at all, please let me know. Please leave a review or reach out to me on Instagram. Your feedback and your opinions and your kind words, your criticism, it all helps me. It helps me know how to guide you all better, which is my number one goal and interest. So reach out to me on TikTok or Instagram. My handle is @Coach Kate DeRocher. And if you are interested in learning more about how to date in the best way possible, how to deal with whatever is going on internally for you before you start dating, how to break old patterns, heal old wounds. That's my bread and butter. That's what I do. So reach out to me through my website, CoachKateDeRocher.com. Fill out my coaching application, and then I will set up a call with you if we're a great fit for each other, and we will explore coaching together. I would love to come alongside you on your journey of building better relationships. So please reach out. It shows so much courage in getting somebody to guide you. It is the best thing you can do for your life. None of us can get to where we want to go without having people in our corner. So coaching is an incredible way to do that. It's an incredible way to have a number one accountability partner, a number one cheerleader. I will become that person for you. So go to my website, CoachKateDeRocher.com, fill out my coaching application, and we'll chat. We'll talk about how things could work for you. And remember, if you are a woman listening to this podcast and you are ready to heal internally so you can attract healthy love externally, head to my website, again, CoachKateDeRocher.com. Check out my events page to learn more about my Wildly Capable Women's Retreat and use code RETREAT at checkout for 10% off. The Wildly Capable Women's Retreat is happening this Labor Day weekend in Dripping Springs, Texas, August 30th through September 2nd. It's going to be a powerful, transformational weekend, and I have 4 spots left. I would love to go to one of you. So check it out. DM me if you have any questions, and I'll see you in Texas. Thank you all so much for listening in. I appreciate you returning week after week. This podcast is so much fun for me to do. So please like, subscribe, leave a comment, DM me, let me know your thoughts. And thank you all so much for everything. I will see you here next week on Wildly Capable with Kate. Thank you all again.